From the chat, tech for fun. Do you think Trump will enforce deportation in states like New York? I'm going to explain to you how it'll work. In states that are designated sanctuary cities, sanctuary states, they will deport people from those states. However, they will not get cooperation from law enforcement. In states and cities that are not sanctuary, law enforcement will, in fact, when they make an arrest and they find someone's undocumented, they will notify ICE, and ICE will take the prisoner and deport them. And that may be depending on the charge. If someone's arrested for murder, they're not going to deport them because they would just escape prosecution and escape penalty. However, if someone's arrested for something simple, a misdemeanor or something like that, and they are not, they're an illegal alien, they will be deported back to their country. That, again, if it's a sanctuary city, they're not going to get cooperation from law enforcement. And it's not that law enforcement does not want to cooperate. I'm sure almost every single law enforcement agency in this country would cooperate. It's the politicians who do not want the police to cooperate. I want to just go to some of the AP reported on this today. President Donald Trump rolled out a blueprint to beef up security at the southern border in a series of executive orders that began taking effect soon after his inauguration Monday, making good on his defining political promise to crack down on immigration and marking another wild swing in White House policy on the divisive issue. Some of the orders revive priorities from his first administration that his predecessor had rolled back, including forcing asylum seekers to wait in Mexico and finishing the border wall. Others launched sweeping new strategies like an effort to end automatic citizenship for anyone born in America, ending use of a Biden-era app used by nearly 1 million migrants to enter America. Actual execution of such a far-reaching immigration agenda is certain to face legal and logistical challenges. But in a concrete sign of how changes quickly played out, migrants who had appointments to enter the U.S. using the CBP-1 app saw them canceled minutes after Trump was sworn in. And Mexico agreed to allow people seeking U.S. asylum to remain south of the American border while awaiting their court cases. I will declare a national emergency at our southern border. All illegal entry will immediately be halted, and we will begin the process of returning millions and millions of criminal aliens back to the places in which they came for, Trump said in an inauguration speech to thunderous applause. The online lottery system gave appointments to 1,450 people a day at 8 border crossings to enter on parole, which Joe Biden used more than any president. It was a critical piece of the Biden administration's border strategy to create new immigration pathways while cracking down on people who enter illegally. So that is some of the changes. Will there be litigation on behalf of the illegals? Absolutely. And the one specifically that I don't know, Mike, I'm not an attorney. Maybe you could enlighten us. Whereas if a child of illegals is
Birthright,
in our country, then the law states they have automatic citizenship. Is that correct?
Yeah, Billy, no, it's not. It's a misinterpretation to me, it's a misinterpretation of the wording of the 14th Amendment. The 14th Amendment was passed in 1868, several years at the end of the Civil War, in order to figure out what's the legal status of slaves who were brought here against their will. And once they were free, were they citizens, non-citizens? They're not property anymore because we have the 13th Amendment. So what do you do with them? So the 14th Amendment was written in such a way that said every person born or naturalized in the United States and subject to the law thereof is a citizen of the United States and of the state in which they reside. So they have dual citizenship, Georgia or Texas, whatever, and American citizenship. That was specifically for the freed slaves. People have taken the wording and subject to the law thereof to say that anyone born in the United States at any time, if they're here for only 5 minutes, so long as they're born, 1 inch over the border from Texas into Mexico into Texas, then they will have citizenship, birthright citizenship, because they made it across the line. However, the argument for people who don't believe in birthright citizenship is that the wording subject to the laws thereof indicates and presumes that A, we're talking about slaves, and B, that their presence is known to the government. If someone sneaks across and delivers a baby and sneaks back into Mexico, the government is not aware whatsoever, and they are not therefore subject to the laws of the country. So therefore, they have no birthright citizenship. And just think about it. If you're the ambassador to Greece, and you and your wife go to America, and your wife, who's the ambassador's wife, has a baby, she's not an American citizen. She is a citizen of Greece because she's a Greek. Her parents are Greek citizens. How could she have American citizenship by simply being born here? It makes no sense whatsoever. So
Well, that is
therefore,
the argument